NASA tells us that we are flying through space at 66,600 miles per hour. This is just about the biggest lie ever told to the human race. And just a few thoughts on it. You're seeing this, what they call the heliocentric model, which is what they're telling us is the sun is flying through outer space and all of the planets in our solar system are whipping around the sun. Okay, so you saw that sled on the previous video there. They're saying that that sled goes 6,500 miles per hour. As you can see, they couldn't even catch it on camera if they tried to pause it. That's how fast it was going. So they're telling us that the Earth travels 10 times faster than what you saw that sled traveling at. So here's just a couple thoughts on that. If the Earth is whipping through outer space that fast, how could we land a plane on it? So if a jet went up 30,000 feet in the air, flying in all different directions, if the Earth was traveling that fast, the jet would be in outer space in about 2 seconds. Okay, it would be surrounded by dark outer space. Secondly, how could a plane ever land back on it? I mean, they say most jets fly about 600 miles an hour. So if the Earth is traveling 66,000 miles per hour, how could a jet ever be able to find its way back to the Earth and somehow land on it? Okay. Now, another way to look at this is if you were up in a hot air balloon and you went up in the air for a couple of hours. If the Earth is flying at 66,000 miles per hour, again, the hot air balloon, when it came back down, there wouldn't be any Earth underneath of it. Unless the hot air balloon is traveling 66,000 miles per hour. And if anyone believes that, then I don't really know what to tell you. So another way to look at this is a bullet travels at 1,700 miles an hour. So if the Earth is shooting through space at 66,000 miles an hour, that's 40 times faster than a speeding bullet. And they say that we are shooting through space and flipping all around like you see in this diagram here. Yet this is what we have in reality. So what NASA and the scientific community tells us is that we are flying through endless space 40 times faster than a speeding bullet. We don't feel it. We don't see it. And the reason we don't fly off the Earth is because of some magical force called gravity that keeps us stuck to the Earth. Now, if you believe this to be true, you need to have your head examined. So there's 5 verses in the Bible that tell you that the Earth does not move. And I'll just go through these real quick. Looking at Psalms, it says, He established the earth upon its foundations so that it will not shaken forever. And then Chronicles, it says, Indeed, the world is firmly established. It will not be moved. And then Psalm 33, it says, He commanded and it stood fast. And then looking at Psalm 93, it says, The world is firmly established. It will not be moved. So the Bible is very clear here. It doesn't just have one verse that says it. It has 5. So here's a close-up of the sun, some amazing video footage that was taken through a Nikon P900 camera. And you can see the photographer is zooming in and out, and the sun is clearly surrounded by clouds. The sun is nestled within the clouds. So what you are seeing here is God's intelligent, amazing design. I mean, every day it's like it's on a timer, and it systematically travels around the Earth, bringing light and heat to the entire planet. I mean, without fail, it runs on time, just like a time clock. And its light is collected by all the plant life, which takes the light and turns it into energy, which is called photosynthesis. The sun never burns out. I mean, Think about that. Where does it get its fuel from? Where it just shines forever and heats up the earth. Now, scientists would have us believe, they'll tell some kind of story like it's fusion and gases and things like that, but anything with gas runs out eventually. And it just happens to be the perfect distance from the earth where it keeps us warm, but it doesn't burn us up. And it's not too far away where it's not warm enough and then the planet would freeze. Now, if the sun was not there, the earth would be a frozen block of ice surrounded by darkness. All the oceans would be a frozen block of ice. If you think all of this is from some random explosion in outer space, and you think this was all by accident, you are a fool. You need to wake up and pay attention to the creation that you see all around you. Now, science and NASA would tell us that the sun is 93 million miles away, which is just another ridiculous lie, okay? You can see with your own eyes that the sun is right there, and the clouds certainly are not 93 million miles away. So this is, again, guys, this is just another lie. This is a lie that's been told to us since we were children, and this is a perfect example of brainwashing and conditioning. They tell you this when you're a child, and even though it doesn't make any sense at all, people believe it and they don't question it. And the lie is so great that they teach it in high schools, colleges, universities, all over the world. And they teach it in churches. I was at a sermon the other night, and the pastor was talking about God's creation, and he was talking about how the earth spins on its axis and is shooting through space. So let's look at this scripture here, Revelation 12, verse 9. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. And he deceives the whole world with lies. So these are not empty words here, guys. The Bible always speaks in truth. And the whole world is indeed deceived by this lie and many other lies. The sun is 93 million miles away and shooting through space. Big Bang Theory, moon landings, voyages to Mars, dinosaurs, global warming, cavemen, people come from monkeys, and all kinds of other fairy tales. They tell us that the sun is shooting through space at 60-some thousand miles an hour. Does that sun look like it's moving at 60,000 miles an hour? Does it even look like it's in outer space at all? Or if the Earth was flying through space at 60,000 miles an hour, the sun would whip by in about 2 seconds. And so would the clouds, the moon, and the stars. So this is just another lie and a deception.